covering the stories that impact your life, your town, your state, and your future. This is the Means Report with your host, Brad Means.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Means Report. We certainly appreciate you spending part of your day with us, where today we are going to focus on two key issues that I know hit home with a lot of you. First of all, schools, the state of education. We're going to focus on McCormick County today and find out what's happening in that school system, how students and teachers are doing there, what their needs are, perhaps, from the community. We'll also talk about the upcoming James Brown Arena vote, where you will be asked if you would support a tax that could build a brand new JBA. Are you for it? Are you against it? Well, one of its biggest supporters is going to join us to try to persuade you before you go to the polls. And of course, we'll wrap up the Means Report with ways that you can stay in touch with us and help us get more great guests, like our first one. She is Dr. Jaime Hembree, the superintendent of McCormick County Schools. First of all, thanks for driving down from McCormick, Dr. Hembree. Second of all, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today.
You know, we appreciate it. Look forward to learning about all that's going on in your school system. And first of all, just make sure that I understand it correctly. Y'all have an elementary, middle, and high school. You have a learning center. Is there a curriculum or an approach that y'all take in McCormick County that takes a child, say, from the very beginning of their academic career all the way to 12th grade and beyond?
Yes, sir, there is. First of all, we are the schools of inquiry and innovation. So everything we do, we focus on innovation. And we actually use the profile of the South Carolina graduate as our lens for our work, because we realize that we're preparing students today for jobs that may not yet exist.
Yeah.
And so we've got to make sure our chiefs are ready all the way from, we actually start with infants and toddlers all the way through 12th grade in our building.
What do y'all do with a baby?
Well, what you would normally do with a baby, but actually we are hands-on, teaching them soft skills from the very beginning, teaching them how to collaborate and problem solve. And really personalized learning is our approach. We're one of 3 lighthouse districts in the state of South Carolina. So everything we do, we are personalizing instruction and making sure that our kids are prepared for whatever pathway they should choose.
Boy, it's changed, hasn't it? Remember when you just sort of rattled off the state standards and got through the school year? And now, as you mentioned, we don't know what jobs await us, and you just have to always be ready to adjust and pivot, don't you?
We do, and that's the thing. There's so many pathways, and we believe about exposing our kids to careers early on. Anything from cosmetology to robotics, all of those various pathways. So when they go up through the middle school and the high school, they will know which career path they want to choose.
What does a typical, and maybe there's not one, a typical McCormick County graduate look like? Is it on to college? Is it on to a career, the military, something else?
It's a mixture of everything, and I think that's the beauty of what we do. These days, we're focused on the different CAPE pathways, but we also have students that go on to the military. We have students that very successfully go on to college. So it's really anything and everything. And the days of all students going to college are no longer there. And we embrace that because kids can get a welding degree or pursue a culinary arts degree. And all of that is possible through our school district.
You're right. I mean, you can graduate from high school and get a well-paying job right away without that college diploma. What about dual enrollment? Is that still a thing where a child, if they are going to college, can enter maybe as a sophomore or better just because of what they did in high school?
Absolutely. So we actually have a couple of different partnerships within the school district. We do have a partnership with Lander University where we actually pay for our students, those who qualify, to go and get 2 free years of college. Beginning their junior year, they can start earning those college credits. We also have a partnership with Piedmont Tech where students can get and earn an associate's in arts degree before they even become a McCormick High School graduate. So that is awesome.
That's incredible.
Yes, it is.
And it saves money too.
Yes,
right?
And we're very proud of that, to be able to offer that for our students.
All right, I've seen the signs for the Abbeville Learning Center.
Yes.
Is that part of your school system, and what happens there?
It's not part of our school system. It's part of Abbeville County School District, but we have a partnership with them. So we actually have about 26 students who go to Abbeville Career Center, and there's so many different pathways: cosmetology, welding, I mean, really anything and everything. So we're very proud of that robust partnership as well.
Let's kind of switch gears if we can. I can't have a superintendent here with me without asking about school safety. It's a big concern for parents and kids alike. What sort of approach do you all take to keeping campuses secure?
Well, if you've ever seen our complex, you've probably never been able to get really, really close to it because we are very secure.
It's
we
true.
actually have a gated complex. There's multiple safety checkpoints. Someone visiting the school actually has to be buzzed into the front office, and from there, there's multiple other points that they would have to be buzzed through as well. We also have 3 school resource officers on campus, one for each one of our schools. So we really feel like we're cutting edge, not only with instruction, but we're cutting edge with safety as well.
Yeah, no, it is impressive, and you're right. We've been there to give the Golden Apple Award to a teacher, and even though that's a positive reason for being in your complex, you do have to go through the steps to make sure that everything is safe and secure. What about the pandemic and remote learning? I feel like that's behind us, but I want to ask you if you still do remote learning or apply any of the lessons that you learned during the pandemic in your school system.
Well, we don't actually offer anything virtually except for, absolute necessity situations, like
Sure.
for example, if we have to have an e-learning day because of the weather or something of that nature. But the pandemic taught us a lot of things. First of all, we became a one-to-one school basically overnight with the pandemic, rolled out our Chromebooks. We're a Google Chromebook district. So it taught us a lot of things. It taught us that we can do a lot of things virtually if we need to, even such as parent meetings and things like that. But also it taught us that it's a tool for kids to do research and be ready to embrace whatever their career path is. So we've been able to use our Chromebook rollouts for project-based learning, for students to use their personalized learning skills, so they're accessing standards not only on their grade level, but for those that even might be able to proceed to another grade level too. So it's taught us a lot.
Let me go back to what you were saying about relationships with the community, especially businesses. What do those partnerships look like? Are they places that kids can go and, I don't know if internships is the right word, maybe apprenticeships, and get real world skills while they're still in school?
Absolutely. We are so proud of that too. That's something we have launched over the past school year. And we have, for example, a student who's interning at our Chamber of Commerce. And we have another student who's job shadowing with our economic developer. So it's getting kids out into the field, getting that experience. So once again, they will be prepared for anything and everything when they cross our stage at McCormick High School.
Who's hiring these days? Do you know any hot jobs that are out there that maybe the parent of a younger child who's watching right now would say, okay, let me make sure that my child stays on that path and gets one of those jobs?
Well, I think anything in the engineering world, anything in the STEAM world, which is why we are so geared toward that, is very beneficial right now.
Yes, cyber is always huge.
Cyber's huge.
Yeah.
We are giving our kids experiences, things with drones and robotics, again, because I think the STEM and STEAM world is kind of exploding right now.
Well, you may have already answered this question. I was going to ask about your relationship with lawmakers and other people in Columbia who control the purse strings for the school's budget. Do y'all have enough funding? It sounds like you have a lot of high-tech equipment there and things to prepare students for the ever-changing world. How are things money-wise?
We are actually very, very blessed through the various grants that we have. Obviously, as ESSER money is still out there, we do have some title grants and things like that. We have some arts grants. And we actually have a very healthy reserve balance too. So yes, we are blessed. 9 times out of 10, we can get our students anything that they need resource-wise, and we have a very robust community partnership as well. So we always have community partners who are willing to step up and supply us whatever it is we need or whatever resources our students need.
Yeah, you're right. That is a big blessing. Probably have time, Dr. Hembree, for a couple more questions.
Okay.
One is, how are we doing with teacher recruitment and retainment? There was a time when we reported on the news a lot about a teacher shortage in a certain school system here or there, or the need for more people to major in education and pursue that path. How are you doing?
We, just like the rest of the nation, are experiencing some challenges in that area. As you mentioned, we do have 3 schools, 4 including our early learning center. Our elementary school is currently fully staffed,
Right,
which
that's
is
good.
fantastic. But again, middle school and high school math and science is where we are seeing those vacancies.
Yeah.
So we're really excited, though. We're out there recruiting at the career fairs, and we will be hosting our own career fair, or excuse me, our own recruitment fair in January, trying to get those teachers in, because we do believe we're the best kept secret in South Carolina. Once our teachers get on campus, they actually absolutely fall in love with the campus, the security, the small class sizes, all of those things.
You know, I think you're exactly right. If someone does want to pursue a career in education, McCormick County is a great place to land. What can we do to help you? And I mean parents, because sometimes, especially as our children get older, we think, okay, the schools have it from here. They're too big for us to help. What can we do at home to make y'all's jobs easier for all age groups?
I think just the focusing on making sure that the kids are obviously staying up with their literacy skills, but also just encouraging them to problem solve and to have those collaborative experiences and everything that we see in the profile of the SC graduate. And also, I think, to have an open mindset that the way maybe parents learned how to do things years ago is not the way of education today.
It's not.
And also just being supportive when we're able to place those students with job shadowing or internships, getting them out in the field and encourage them to take risk.
Yeah.
Because it's all about failing forward these days,
Yeah.
and being placed in the right opportunities. And we are committed to providing our students with any and all world-class opportunities that we can.
Yeah, that love and support at home goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Dr. Hembree, thank you so much for taking the time. As I said, I know you're busy, and I know it was a drive to get down here to Augusta, but you have given us some great information, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time. I truly am appreciative.
Absolutely. Dr. Jaime Hembree, Superintendent of McCormick County Schools. When we come back, we will talk about that James Brown Arena vote. Which side are you on? We're going to hear from a member of the Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority on the Means Report.